It is very sad to be leaving Bali. I have had an excellent 2-week vacation here, but sadly I'm flying back to Sydney via Jakarta. So this first video is flight review of Garuda Airlines on their Boeing 777-300 from Bali to Jakarta. So let's go check out the flight experience. I was staying in Seminyak, which normally takes around 45 minutes to get to the airport. But this was a Sunday morning and the roads were quiet, so it just took 30 minutes and cost 100,000 rupiah, which is around 10 Australian dollars. Bali Airport is the second busiest in Indonesia after Jakarta, and this route between Bali and Jakarta is the busiest domestic route in Indonesia, with currently over 300,000 passengers per month. I had seen Bali Airport much busier before the pandemic, but it seemed pretty busy for this flight in April 2022. There were loads of check-in counters for Garuda Indonesia, so it only took a few minutes to check in. They allocated me an aisle seat, and when I asked if there was a window seat available, they told me my flight was full and there were no window seats. You will see after the takeoff, a lovely crew member managed to get me to a window seat, as some passengers had failed to board. Bali Airport has a decent amount of shops and restaurants to grab something before the flight. But for me, I love the wide open windows overlooking the gates and the runway to get my fix of airplane spotting. I love getting to a different airport overseas to see loads of airlines that I don't get to see in Australia. This was the domestic terminal, so all of these airlines are flying domestically around Indonesia. About an hour before the flight, the indicator board showed the flight had been delayed by 1 hour and 20 minutes. The airplane had arrived and an announcement was made saying it was delayed for operational reasons. This was no inconvenience for me, as I had a 5-hour layover in Jakarta, so I was in no rush. What happened next pleasantly surprised me. At the gate, the airline crew came around with a trolley and handed all passengers on the delayed flight with a snack and a drink. How many domestic airlines do this? In all my years of flying, I think this is the first airline to hand out food and drink for a domestic flight that was delayed just over 1 hour. Have you seen any airlines do this? Let me know in the comments below. Selamat sore. Terima kasih. There is fairly good legroom in economy for this 1 hour and 40-minute flight. The entertainment screen is fairly small, and there's not a huge selection of latest released movies, but this flight really isn't long enough to watch a full-length movie. The flight map system is fairly old as well, and not interactive, but it still shows the cities you are flying over. I had asked one of the cabin crew if there was a window seat, and she also told me the flight was full and no available window seats. So unfortunately, not a great takeoff video for this flight. Shortly after takeoff, the same cabin crew came to me and said 2 people had failed to board, and if I liked, she could move me to the window seat. Yes please, I said, and just moved down a few rows to the second last row, where I spent the flight looking out the window and enjoying the view over various cities on the way to Jakarta. Even though they had handed out snacks on the ground, they came around and provided us a similar snack. Sadly no Bang Bang chocolate bar, but they did give me 2 bottles of water. I have been a big fan of Garuda for several years. I've flown them a few times domestically in Indonesia, as well as internationally from Sydney to Jakarta, and I rate them as a great airline. They won several awards at the Skytrax World Airlines Award last year in 2021, including Best Cabin Crew in Indonesia. I would say they are not just great in Indonesia, but fit in with some of the top airlines in the world. I find their cabin crew absolutely lovely, with the extra food they served when the flight was delayed, and the lovely cabin crew coming and moving me to the window seat. I rate the airline highly. I really look forward to flying with Garuda Indonesia real soon. Now sit back and enjoy the landing into Jakarta Airport. I love flying into the city, such a spectacular view of the city skyline. Thanks for watching and happy flying everyone.